Hi and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy day to join me. I really appreciate it. I hope that y'all are having a really cool end of your work week and that you get some rest and do nothing. And while you're doing nothing, join me because that's sort of the point of my whole life is literally trying to do nothing. You feel me? And so, without question, thanks so much for tuning into the channel. If you're new, thank you. Welcome to the big family. We hope that one day there are hundreds of thousands of people here joining us, which is going to happen. It's just going to take time. And to the returning people, I appreciate you continuing to support my channel and our whole little experiment that we have going on over here as it concerns talking about nothing. Or, as it would be in the 21st century, I guess, vlogging about nothing. And so right now, and I love this new hat that I have. Like, it's a 1998 Colorado Rocky throwback snap hat, and it's dope. It's original. I found it for $3. It sells on eBay for 30. And I want to talk about OOKP. So, OOKP, what the heck is that? Now, credit to where credit is due, and link in the description below to all of the sources that I get the ideas for so that I can write them down on my little notebook here and then impromptu talk about them. You know what I mean? But OOKP is something I'm not even going to try to enunciate or pronounce, but the lay term for it is tooth and eye surgery. Now, tooth and eye surgery sounds like something that's not correct, but in fact, it is. It is so correct, in fact, that leading experts in the field of ophthalmology are understanding that you can cure blindness and severe cornea retinal damage that results in significant eye loss or deterioration by having a surgery where part of your tooth is removed and embedded into your eye, and it, like, in some way, shape, or form helps correct blindness. Now, again, OOKP, or tooth and eye surgery, is a relatively new concept, but it is showing some increasing signs of being one of the better ways to treat blindness and or severe vision damage. Now, it is a last resort to, when you look for curing blindness, it's medical professionals currently, that's the way it is. But it's nice to have a good last result or last option, and knowing that the outcome of which is potentially going to be just increasingly better as time goes by. You know what I mean? Tooth and eye surgery, it could be a revolutionary concept within the next decade, absolutely, in terms of not being the last and ultimate final resort to correcting blindness and or eye damage, but the first sort of treatment plan, or the first step as a larger part of a treatment plan to correct blindness and severe damaged eyesight. I think these things in science are so cool to talk about, and I think it's nice to know that there are, good things going on in the world as it concerns research and figuring out how blind people can see. So that's a pretty big deal. Or how deaf people can, hear, or whatever the kind of condition that we work on as a collective majority, whether it's academia or scientific and, within academia, it doesn't really matter as long as stuff is getting done to help people. And curing blindness is definitely helping people. Curing people that, have severe cornea and or retinal damage, that's a big deal, and I wish that we lived in a world where universal healthcare was the standard, as opposed to something odd to talk about, I guess, for old people mostly, I'd say, in terms of not, I say the status quo. You feel me? The old people that are in charge of dictating what happens in the world, you know? And right now, they currently aren't down for universal health care. So that can just kind of sum all that up, despite the fact that, yes, I would argue that all and most of end of life patients in care and people with terminal cancer and other would like there to be universal health care. I don't see, because it's expensive. All medical treatment is very expensive, you know. So I mean, I don't know. Not hating on any other group other than the status quo old people group. You feel me? Thanks a lot for keeping us, you know, in the situation that we're in. But again, what's good about the private sector and about innovation and technology, and as time goes by, these things, both innovation and technology, become cheaper to access for everyone else, regardless of who's in charge or not, you know, in terms of the actual what can be done to compete privately. This is why I'm about private industry, as long as it's transparent and accountable and responsible. I think it's a very enticing incentive to be the best in your respected field, you know, and that's something I'm very interested in. Again, I'm not anti-competition so much as that I'm anti-corruption and, you know, exploitation. So I think that tooth and eye surgery is something that needs to be talked about more. I definitely had never heard of it until I watched Seth Rogan vlog, or his show, when he was interviewing somebody about it on a short. And then I subsequently watched some other videos on YouTube, link in the description below, and then did some research online myself about exactly what it was. Still can't figure out how to say it. You know, it's a very long technical medical term, OOKP, but I know that tooth and eye surgery is a good way to sum that up if you start looking into it a bit more. And so, yeah, I hope that you guys have a wonderful Friday night. Be safe. Don't drive drunk. If you do have a drink tonight and you're out with friends, make sure that one of you, the person that's driving home and the only person that's driving home, or all of y'all home, is not in any way, sort of shape or form, having even had one drink. You feel me? Or call an Uber, or, you know, hail an Uber. I guess, what if you could call Uber? I think Uber would be wise to have a call center. I know it would be flooded, you know, but I think that technology, I think it would be a good idea to be able to just call for an Uber, right? Not, you don't need to talk to anybody. You just to call for an Uber, because sometimes the app acts weird, you know what I mean? Like, I would like this function actually. But regardless, I hope that you guys have a great night. Be safe, and I'll see you next video. Bye.